Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my junk journals for Christmas 2023, the ones that I sell in my Etsy shop, which have always been really popular every year. I love making them, like it's a whole special enjoyable process, so I thought I would share that on video with you. So I'm going to do a little making of how I make them, a flip through of all the journals I have available this year, and then also a little share of the creative journals I make as well. Those are the journals that have plain pages rather than the more junk journal style with lots of pockets, and you know what I mean. So if you're not interested in the making of, that's totally fine. If you want to see the flip throughs, those start at 14 minutes. And if you just want to see the creative journals, also fine, that's at 21 minutes 30 seconds. So the Christmas junk journals I make are very much designed for like just using for that month or just that period. They're the slim style journals, you know, around 30-ish pages or 60 sides-ish, it changes per journal. So a lot of those December challenges, December daily, December documented, December journal challenge, you know, all those kind of things. I make various sizes and I try and make a little bit of a mix of more traditional ones and more modern ones, but the traditional ones are always more popular, so I do make some more of those. I make them in the sort of standard journal or traveler's notebook sizes, so I do A5, regular wide or Kahir, regular B6, and I'm not doing any A6 junk journals this year because they haven't been as popular in recent years, but I do have A6 creative journals as well. So my process, you've already seen a little bit already. Throughout the entire year, I start gathering things for these journals. I find papers and ephemera and all sorts of bits and pieces and books and stuff. Big shout out to my friend Maddie for finding me some books to use this year. Cannot tell you how helpful and needed that was. And yeah, as I said, these are all collected throughout the year, and then when I sit down to make them, I just make a big pile of different types of paper, so you know, pattern, cardstock. I use some printables as well. I print some of my own vellum for very pretty patterned vellum, and then I go through all the book pages. And what I'm doing here is I had this lovely book of vintage Christmas adverts to use, but because it's got modern binding, it was only one page at a time, so I actually had to washi tape them together to be able to put them into a signature for the journal. So the first thing you saw me do in this video is I was working on the covers. This year I have done double-sided covers of like 2 layers of cardstock that I have stitched together on the sewing machine, and then tried to make it so the outside of every cover has glitter or texture or something going on that, you know, feels nice for the cover. I also went around all those covers as well with a metallic ink, for a little extra something like metallic green and gold and silver, you know, Christmassy colours. And then here I'm going to start sorting out what pages I'm going to put in each journal. I try and make it so, you know, each journal has an even amount of each thing. So, you know, these ones had 2 pieces of vellum and 2 pieces of pattern, and one of music, one of these vintage ads. So I do kind of 3 or 4 at a time, so it doesn't get too hectic on my desk. So right now I'm working on the 3 A5 size ones. As well as all those things that I've gathered to use in the journals, I add some other more plain pages as well. I don't know about you, but I think you need those plain pages added in to break up the busyness and all the patterns and words and everything on the other pages. So I have things like I use Conqueror laid paper, and there's some of my own handmade paper in there, maybe some plain vellum. It does change per journal. You won't see the same thing in every single journal. They're all completely different. But at the same time, I make sure the worth is the same. So you're not going to get one journal that has 5 pieces of my handmade paper and then one that has 1. You know, I even it out, as it were. So then I have to chop them all to pieces and hurt my back doing so, just over my chopper for ages, chopping them all down to size. Then I decide the order that the pages are going to go in as the signature, and I also, as I'm doing that, I check over the pages to see, you know, if I've cut it slightly wrong or if something's gone wrong, so I can trim off any bits that look a bit funky or whatever. Fold in pages like this as a reminder that I'm going to make a pocket out of that page, and yeah, trying to space out, as I said, busy pages with plainer ones. I also added envelopes into the A5 ones. I think most of them have envelopes in actually, you know, as an extra little pocket thing. And then once I have done all of this, I will then take it over to my sewing machine. And at my sewing machine, actually the first thing I did was use the cut-offs that I had left over from making the covers to make a little stitched pocket to go in every single journal. But then I go through every single signature and stitch in little pockets and tuck spots and flip outs and stitch in pieces of a ribbon and material and do all of the things. This probably takes the longest. I spend a good 40 plus minutes on each journal, adding in all these little bits and pieces. So obviously I have cut this down a lot. I've cut the whole process down an awful lot, but yes, that's I kind of have a love-hate relationship with doing this because I like doing it, but bending over your sewing machine for a long periods of time is less than fun. And that is, in case you're wondering why, you know, why don't you do all the cutting at once and then all the sorting the signatures out at once and then all the sewing out at once. I've already said one reason, in that if I tried to do all 13 at once, there's 13 this year by the way, then there wouldn't be enough room to spread out everything. But also just for the sake of like my back and getting bored doing the same thing, I spread them out. So I did all the A5s, then I did all the regular wides, and then and so on and so on, both for the sake of my back and for my own sanity. Things I use to add in all those pockets and things are mostly cut-offs from where I've made the covers and the pages and the signatures. Lots of leftover bits and pieces. Again, I just collect things over the year, and when I'm making these, thinking that will make a cute pocket, that will make a cute flip out, and things like this. So next we are going to sew in the signature to the cover. I mark my places to punch a hole in with a pencil, and then use a bookbinding cradle. That's what that's called. I get asked every single time. It's a bookbinding cradle, and I use a Tim Holtz Polkey tool, but any kind of awl is going to do the job to punch through those holes. I also do this separately, like I do the holes in the signature and then I do the holes in the cover. It makes it less effort to punch all of it through at once, and also gives me a chance in case I've made a mistake. Oh, one thing I do, which before I've done this stage of actually sewing it together, is I check, triple check, quadruple check that everything is facing the right way and I haven't put a page in upside down. When I first started making journals, however many years ago, the amount of times I had to completely undo binding because I'd sewn in an entire signature upside down or something like that. It was, ugh. So now I'm very, very diligent on checking that. A basic saddle stitch to stitch in the signature. I'm sure most of you know what that is. If not, there's approximately 400 million tutorials on YouTube on how to do it. And then every year that I make these, I always want to do something interesting to the spine of the journal. One year I put sequins in it, one year I added like loads and loads of charms, and this year I am weaving or threading ribbon in and out of the binding, and it's really, really simple, but I think it looks super cute. You can see me figuring out the thing there. It came to me in that very moment and I thought, yeah, this will work. And then just to keep that ribbon in place, I've tied it in the middle inside the back cover, which means, you know, if someone doesn't like it or they think it's taking up too much room or whatever, it's very easily removed as well and they can use it for something else. But I do think it looks really nice on the spine, if I say so myself. Last little thing to do here is to add in that little stitched pocket I created right when I started all the stitching with my sewing machine. And there we go, that is how I make those journals. Times that by 13 this year, and yeah, it takes a while. Obviously this is so cut down, and then I also get to do my favourite bit of making these journals, which is adding in all the little stickers and ephemera and bits and pieces that go with the journals. So this year I'm adding most things in a little Christmassy gift bag, well, paper bag, that will go in the back of each journal, and then adding a few things throughout it as well. So I had to go through and, you know, make all these bags at once and make sure they all got the same amount in, an even amount of things. But you know, it's quite a nice monotonous activity. Whap a podcast on and there we go. And then, as I said, favourite part is going through every single journal I've made and putting all the ephemera and pretty things in all the pockets and stuff. Because I've done the thing this year where a lot is in that little baggie, not every single pocket is filled, but most of them are. Going through all the, again, things I've collected. If you want to know what's in each one, I've got it written down here. That journal, by the way, you may notice looks slightly different than the others. I have made 3 this year that I made out of these large, very sturdy envelopes. So the entire front cover is a pocket and it has like a little flap that goes around the back of the journal. They're a little bit bigger. They have more pages, more pockets. They're just a little bit more, these ones. There's 3 of those. So what I have, I do have it written down somewhere what I've put in each one. So in the bag is 24 pieces. Then there's a little bag of 8 vintage or retro stamps. There is an exclusive Christmas sampler sticker sheet in each journal, which yeah, is exclusive, is only going in Christmas journals. And then 8 pieces of random other ephemera, just sort of die cuts and little tags and bits and pieces like that. These 3 larger journals, though, they do also have an extra sticker sheet, like one of my full-size sticker sheet, Christmas themed, from my shop, and they have 10 pieces of the ephemera instead of 8. Oh, and the larger ones have like a sewn-in ribbon pocket, not pocket, bookmark in them as well. So here I am going through adding all those pieces. It's nice as well to have a chance to like sit down and look through and see what I've actually done in each journal, because when you're doing it in that sort of, even though I only do 3 or 4 at once, it's still, you kind of lose track of what you've put in each journal and it gets a bit complicated. So as I said, it's nice to have a little look and see what I've actually made in each journal. And then I did the same thing on the spine of these with the threading the ribbon around the stitching, but I used this wider ribbon so it looks even nicer, and then using the same ribbon as a sort of a closure for each journal, which I think looks super pretty, and this is going to go on every single one, not just the larger ones. So I think I'll show you one more here. This is one of the regular size ones. I set out everything that I need to put in the journal, choose all the bits and pieces, and then as I said, I go through, I put things in the pockets, make it look all nice and pretty, and it's a fun thing to do, really. You may have seen, it's not in every journal, it's in every one of the 3 larger ones and in maybe the B6 as well. It's basically because of when I made it. I'd already made a bunch of journals before I made this stuff, but I made some of my handmade paper, like a special batch of it that's extra Christmassy. I did some of it with a natural brown dye and then added lots of gold and silver shimmer to the paper as well. So there's special Christmas shimmery paper. As I said, it's not in every journal, but it will be in every single one of the creative journals as well. And when I show you those at the end of the video, you'll get a good look at how, you know, what that looks like. If you are interested in one of the journals that doesn't have that paper in and really, really want some, then if you leave me a message, ask me, I might be able to give you just like a little sample piece. Just like it probably won't be any bigger than sort of A6, B6, but if you'd like a little sample piece, let me know. Okay, so we are coming to the end of the making of section of this video. Thanks so much for watching this part if you made it all the way through. I'm sorry if I went too fast at any point. I actually thought I wouldn't like have enough to say, but it turns out that I did. So now we will do a little flip through of all the journals. Don't panic. I'm not going to do long, detailed flip throughs. They're going to be like 30 seconds max per journal. Nothing, you know, just a little quick little snapshot like this. So this one is the B6 red one. I can tell you what's in each one. So this one has 32 pages or 64 sides and 13 pockets. Also, as I was going through, I realised that there was like 1 piece of ephemera per journal that I'd left out, so I was also putting those in as well. Oh, here, I thought I would show you what is in those little baggies of stickers and ephemera and such. Just a little, you know, example. Obviously everyone is completely different, but there's cute little like foiled paper, like mini papers, washi style stickers, clear stickers, you know, all of the pretty things. Next up is the B6 Green journal. This one is exactly the same, actually. It's 32 pages, 64 sides, and 13 pockets. When I say pockets, by the way, I mean pockets and tuck spots and things that flip out, just, you know, interactive elements. It doesn't, I'm not being strict when I say all the pockets. In case you're wondering why I stitch them all in with the sewing machine instead of glue them, two reasons. One, I think it looks nicer. Oh, I'm just showing you the an example of the vintage and retro Christmas stamps pack that comes in each journal there. Yes, stitching. As I said, I think it looks nicer, and also it's just more sturdy. Like, sometimes glue can be unreliable, so with the stitching, it's not going anywhere. Showing you my little beloved ribbon spine there. I really like that effect. You may hate it, I don't know, but I like it. This is the regular green holly. This one is 28 pages, 56 sides, and 11 pockets slash tuck spots slash whatever. This one is going to be the cheapest one because I made a slight little oopsie mistake in that I put the cover on back to front. So the stitching doesn't look as nice on the outside cover. So despite all my talking about making sure the signatures are the right way up, I forgot to check the cover was the right way round. But anyway, this one is the regular glitter holly. That's 32 pages, 64 sides, and 11 pockets, tuck spots, flip outs, interactive fun things. Then we have regular wide, or kahit if you prefer, poinsettia cover. This is one of my favourite covers. It is a beautiful textured, like canvas style effect, and then has the beautiful flower poinsettias on. Oh, I love it so much. I have one page left and that is mine. I'm not using it for anything else. Anyway, this one is 30 pages, 60 sides, and 10 pockets on this one. Obviously, I went with a very traditional vibe with this one. Where possible, where the cover is slightly more modern, I like to add slightly more modern elements, or, you know, more of the blues and silvers inside the journal. It's not always possible to keep it that way entirely, but when it's like a really traditional cover, the inside is going to be super traditional. This one is the regular wide red. It is the same. It's 30/60, 30 pages, 60 sides, and this one only has 9 pockets and tuck spots and whatnots in. I don't know why this one has fewer, but there we go. This one is the regular wide with black with sentiments on, and again 30/60 and 11 pockets, tuck spots, flip outs, and whatnot. You can see here what I was talking about when I try to keep ones with more modern covers to have slightly more modern blues and other colours on the inside. It will still have a smidge of the red and green and gold, but as I said, I try and keep it thematic. This is one of the A5s. I made a mistake with the A5 covers in that two could be described in the same way, white and gold snowflakes. Like, I am a little bit worried somebody is going to order white and gold snowflakes and end up with the wrong one, because as I said, they could be both described that way. So I'm calling this one the gold glitter cover, because that's what its main cover is. This is another 30 pages, 60 sides, and it has 11 pockets, tuck spots, etc. And then after that, I think I go to the, oh no, this is the stars one. So those are actually coppery rose gold stars, but it doesn't really show on camera. Slightly more modern vibe on this one as well. This one is another 30 pages, 60 sides, and has 11 pockets, tuck spots, etc. And then after that, we have the white and gold one. So it's white background with gold glitter snowflakes on the top. This one, again, 30 pages / 60 sides, and this one has 10 pockets, tuck spots, etc. So all of the ones I have shown you so far will be under the same listing, and just down in the Dropbox by, you know, however I have just described them. And then the next 3 will have their own separate listing because they are slightly different and they are a little bit more money as well because they took longer and have more things in them and are bigger, etc, etc. So these ones, as I said before, I've made them out of some sturdy large envelopes. There's the ribbon binding there. I love the way that looks on the blue. It's yummy. Love it so much. Might do it for my own journal this year. So this one is Silver Snowflakes. It has 34 pages or 68 sides and 14 pockets, tuck spots, etc. And as I said before, these ones have slightly more things in, such as a whole full-size sticker sheet. It has a sewn in ribbon bookmark and a couple more ephemera pieces as well. Yeah, I like the covers are really sturdy as well. They feel really nice, but are still flexible and soft. And that entire front cover is a pocket, and you can either put the flap around the outside like that or keep it on the inside. It is up to you. This one is Teal Snowflakes. It is pretty much the same, 34 pages, 68 sides, but this one has 15 pockets, tuck spots, etc., etc. This one's a little bit deceiving in that it's slightly modern on the outside, but a proper mix of traditional and modern on the inside. I'm very fond of this one actually, and it has one of my favorite like music pages on it as well. So yeah, I like this one an awful lot. And then, oh, there's a little glimpse of my handmade Christmassy paper there. And then the last one might be my favorite of all the journals that I've made. This is the Red Trees. I am a traditional girl at heart when it comes to Christmas colours, and I really like this one. This is very much one made for me, but I will not be using it. This one, oh, numbers. It's the biggest as well. It has 36 pages or 72 sides and 16 pockets, tuck spots, etc., etc. So there we go. There are all the journals, junk journals at least, that I have made this year. Obviously, links will be in the description box. I'm planning for this video to come out at the exact time that they are listed on Etsy, so the links will be below if you are interested. If not, that's totally fine. If you were just like looking to how to make something or just interested in how I made them, that's totally fine too. So these are the creative journals I told you about. These ones have plain papers in. And I'm trying to show you a little bit of that handmade paper I made. These ones also have, I've designed them in a way that they have sort of secretarial pockets in the front and back covers, and these will also come with that little sampler sticker sheet as well. Inside they also have craft paper, Conqueror laid, Conqueror wove, craft, did I say craft already? Vellum, mulberry, just all sorts of yummy, delicious, beautiful papers in there. I think they are 20 pages / 40 sides. I'm fairly sure they are. Oh, also with the Christmas creative journals, they are available as customs as well. So if you've seen like you like that size, but you don't want that cover, or you like that cover, you don't want it in that size, or you want a completely different cover, they are available as customs as well. If you are interested, I don't mean to keep selling to you. I'm just trying to give you information. There we go. Those are all my Christmas journals for this year. Thank you so much if you've made it all the way through this video. As I said, links to the journals, there'll be 3 separate links, will be in the description box, and I think that's pretty much it from me. If you're annoyed at me for basically advertising at you for 20 minutes, then tough. I am just a tiny little small business trying to make it in the world, so don't be a grump, okay? Anyway, let's end on a happy note. I'm going to thank you yet again for watching. Let me know in the comments which journal was your favourite. You don't have to be buying one to have a favourite, just which one did you like the most? And I think, yeah, that's going to be it. Oh, let me know as well if you're doing any sort of journaling challenge for December or for, you know, Christmas, for the holidays. And what do you do it in? Do you just carry on in your normal journal? Do you create a special journal? Do you buy one? Doesn't have to be one of mine. I'd love to know. So that, yeah, is going to be it from me. Thank you so much again for the like 5th time. I am now going. Goodbye.